All right, guys. Does anybody have any questions from homework?
Is the consenting to recording the class new?
Yeah. If you have an updated Zoom, I think it showed. Did that message show up for anybody else?
Yeah, it showed up for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same here.
Do you have an option to not consent?
Yeah, it basically says to leave the meeting.
I love it. That's awesome. That is the correct answer. I love it. That is funny. I was just curious if you said no, what would happen? It's like, get out of here then. I love it. You're not being recorded anyway. I try to remember to have just me show up, right?
Corbin had a question about number 74.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I any help I can get to keep up with chat questions is appreciated. Can we assume the population distribution is normal? This is a perfect example of this book really having some issues. Yes, you can. You have to. On a test or a quiz or a homework problem, if you believe it isn't normal, say, this looks like it's not normal to me, but I'll keep going. Do the problem, right? Because on a quiz or a test, if you think it's not normal and you want to try to be like, I don't have to do this, nah. And then later you're like, oh, I missed that. Oh, shit. So it's better. I'm never going to put a tricky question that if you noticed, you would have less work to do. Does that make sense? That would be so evil. So many people did this problem. You didn't have to. Ha, ha, ha. That would just be a little over the top. Man, I got to work on my evil laugh. Most of the questions have a sample size lower than 30. Yeah, they say they don't. I think they put a hint. They put a note, and they thought it meant more than it did. So on a student's T distribution, you can assume that it's normally distributed, and then they have number 74, which immediately goes against that, which is kind of funny. But oh well, poor little thing. It's a free little book. What do you want from it? Poor little thing. As I slowly die. Any other questions? And let me just reinforce this. Look here. Are you guys, all right, what do you guys say to this for section 9.5?
No.
That's awesome. That's perfect. A slightly better answer would be hell no. The best answer would be shit no. I think that works better than hell no. No. Do you do the 5 steps? They do the same 5 steps. They just do them really out of order and really kind of wacky. So screw there. And they make you do confidence intervals for some damn reason. So screw that. Do not use this sheet. Use the 5 steps on every hypothesis test worksheet that we've done together. You guys with me? Use those 5. And please, dear God, when you do the homework, have step 1, step 2, step 3, or A, B, C, whatever you want to call them, so I can grade it. If you got it all over the damn place, holy shit. Okay. All right. Anything else, guys, from homework? You'd be very surprised if not.
It still kind of confuses me on number 38 for 9.4, where it says the level of significance is greater than p-value.
Oh, okay.
How do you label, word it correctly?
All right. Here's the idea. So the easy answer to a hypothesis test, if I have a rejection region, I've got an alpha here, is to compare the z-scores, right? You'll have a z-score here, cool, right? And then I'll calculate a z-star. Is everybody with me? Of course, right? I mean, you have the rejection region step, and then you calculate the z-star. And then you see, does it fall in there or does it not fall in there, correct? Now watch this. This is so cool. This seems unnecessary, but again, what you see in journals are p-values. Where does a p-value come from? Well, that comes from the area and the tail. So if the Z star was here, did we succeed? Did we find evidence?
Yes. No.
Where's the area that tells me I found evidence? What have I done with that area?
The shaded area.
There it is. All right. I was just going to sit here and shade until somebody said something. That's the shaded area. That's where enough evidence, because evidence is when something is really far away from the middle. So this is no good. The p-value, get out of there. What are you doing? The p-value would be this area. How's the p-value relate to alpha here? Which one's bigger, the alpha or the p-value?
The p-value.
Yeah. So when alpha is less than the p-value, we fail to reject the whole. So if alpha, I'm sorry.
Will you give us any questions on a quiz or test that doesn't have an alpha?
I could. If I do, what do you assume alpha is?
0.05.
Perfect. There you go. I love it. Now, what if alpha is greater than the p-value? Visually, what that means, let me do this in, what is that? Sure. What if alpha is greater than the p-value? That means that it's in here. That's where the p-value is going to be smaller. You guys with me? The tail of this dude is definitely smaller than the tail of that dude. You guys with me? So if alpha is bigger than the p-value, that actually means we made it in. So then we succeeded. We rejected null. It's hard to memorize this. I can relate because I don't have those memorized. I kind of always have to go back to this picture in my head, to be honest. This one's the one that's a little bit harder to determine, but if you go back to how we word things, Z star has to be less than Z in this case. So if Z star equals Z, we fail. I don't know if I assigned number 39 anyway. I can't remember. Yeah, okay, there you go. I just did it for you. If that alpha equals P, then you fail. Fail. You guys doing okay? Oh dear. Is that better or is that not, or not better? Is that worse? Did I make it worse? Okay. All right. How's everybody else? Anything else? Any other? And real quick. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask for 78. I can't find a standard deviation.
Let me
So
say
I don't
one
know.
last thing.
Okay.
Let me say one last thing about this. Is it better? Is it more evidence if p-value is really small? Is that more evidence or less evidence? Is that we've talked about this before. The smaller the p is, that means something. Does anyone remember? If the p is really, really small, isn't that a lot of evidence? That means that's more evidence. That's the probability that the null is right, given that you found the sample where you did. So a small p-value is more evidence, and that goes along with this. If the p-value is smaller than alpha, that's more evidence. All right, I'm sorry. I don't know if that made things worse or better. All right, let me clear this away. We're talking about number 78.
Yes. I'm having a hard time with it.
Oops. Barf, 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 barf. Okay, so what step are you having trouble with?
I guess solving it without a standard deviation, or is
Oh,
it in there and I don't see it?
well, no. they gave you everything you need to figure out the mean and the standard deviation. Right? Throw this into list one, do 1 bar stats.
Oh, okay.
Remember, that's why I did a few problems like that, I think with confidence intervals. Just so you guys remember, because that's going to show up a lot of times, like down here again, and a few other problems. Yeah. Is that cool?
Yeah, I'll work through that. Thanks.
Sure. So is this going to be a T or a Z score test?
See?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be T, because I'm only gonna know the sample standard deviation that I get. I don't know the population one. I love it. I love it.
So when we get like when you say it's a T1, so do we have to use all the time? I know I'm asking that question again, I think, but I need to understand, like, if I am using the T-score, I'm not using it wrong, because I want to know if I have to use the last numbers or I have to follow the DF, the degree, the freedom, the
Well,
degree of freedom.
the only way to use a T-score chart to get a T-score is to use the degrees of freedom, right?
Okay, so I don't have to use all the time the when we have to use the last ones, the this.
Oh, all right. Do you mean when do you go all the way to the bottom of the page?
Yeah.
Oh, those are Z scores. So let me say
So
this again.
sometimes we use them when the T score,
know.
like for
Use
this.
them. We
Yeah.
use them when we're allowed to use Z scores.
Okay,
So
let's say for this problem, I'm using the
for this
1.96.
problem,
Yeah.
do you agree for this problem, number 78, do you agree that we have to use T-scores?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. So therefore, you're going to stop. You're not going to go all the way to the bottom because you're not allowed to use a Z-score. So you're not allowed to go all the way to the bottom.
Okay.
That's it. So you know, before you even pick the chart up, you're supposed to know if you can use a T-score or a Z-score. You're supposed to know if I'm going to stop somewhere or if I'm allowed to go all the way to the bottom.
Thank you.
Does that help? If I stop,
Yeah, I'm better. Yeah, thank you.
freedom, I get a T-score. If I go all the way to the bottom, I get a Z-score, and I have to know when I'm allowed to do which, or I have to do which. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? All right. This problem, every time I see this problem, I kind of freak out a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out how they test a trout's IQ. I can't remember if I assigned this one, but it's just kind of funny. The age-old battle between man and fish.
Maybe they do an underwater maze.
Yeah, I like that. Like they put the rat maze in the water or something.
If I catch 12, does that mean I'm 12 times smarter than the trout?
Well, that would be 48 IQ. I don't know if you want to. And what if you catch one and 80 get away from you? What is that? I just have in my mind fish trying to fill in the circles on a test, and the whole paper's getting all mushy, of course, because it's underwater. Anyway, sorry, completely my fault. I am a distraction. I'm sorry. Anything else from homework?
They have fish psychologists.
Apparently they do. Fish psychologist. Right. Is that like the people that can communicate telepathically with your dog to find out why it's sad? I don't know.
So why is a car company doing this?
What's that?
Nissan Motor Corporation.
I know. That's another thing. All right. Let's let number 81 go. I'm sorry. It just, every time I see it, I'm like, you are a weird little problem. And there's so much about you that freaks me out. Okay. Anybody else with any other questions? No. Unrelated to fish IQ. Good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get that sheet we started looking at yesterday. So just to show you where it is. Let me see, let me become a student. Not yesterday, you know what I mean. Monday. So if you go to unit 12, you'll see basics of correlation and regression. We talked a little bit about beer Monday. Talked about studying. We talked about trying to take a test while drunk. All kinds of things we talked about. Very important discussion. So let me open this thing in a well, let's see. Do I really? Yeah, I do. Let me open this thing in a different way. Hold on. Oh, nothing is quick anymore. Hold on, everybody. Hold on to your butts. There. No, you're not the right one. You're crazy. I don't know where it is, gosh. There it is. No. Hold on, everybody. Let me just download it from here. Crazy thing. There we go. Okay. All right. Oh, shit. Okay, good. All right. Oh, technology is great. Okay. Sorry, everybody. So now I've got this thing open. There we go. Oh, my God. All right. So we talked about this Monday. The trend line you could draw here. So there's two things I want to know when we talk about these things. What am I doing with this? There we go. I want to know the equation of the line of best fit. I don't know if I've told that, if I said that to you. Isn't that an awesome name? The line of best fit. So the line that best fits all the data.
What's this called? I can't find it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Basics of correlation and regression. It's under unit 12.
Oh, there it is. Thanks.
Sure. So remember, this is what I call the two-dimensional mean of all the data points. So kind of best fits all the data points. It's kind of nifty. So what it really does is it makes all the distances from the line to the points as small as it can be. That's what it does. It goes right in the middle of them. All right, everybody with me? There's a second thing I want to figure out. And it's kind of related to a standard deviation. What does a standard deviation tell you? Again, anybody? Standard deviation, what's it tell you? Not a z-score, but what does a standard deviation tell you?
Is it how far is it from the data point?
How far? No. See, that sounds more like a z-score. Still sounds more like a z-score. Are you ready? This is good because this sounds like like something I put on the final exam. Sounds like a question I would put on the final exam. It does. Standard deviation tells you the average distance from all the data points to the mean. Standard deviation tells you the average distance to from all the data points to the mean. So this line of best fit, we're going to be able to calculate the line of best fit. We're going to figure out y equals mx plus b for this line. But I also want to figure out something analogous to the standard deviation. I want to figure out a number that tells me how strong the relationship is. Which one of these is a stronger relationship?
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. So whatever this number is that I'm going to calculate, it should be somehow more for this one than it is for that one. So this number, we actually call it the correlation coefficient. It's also called the Pearson product. Carl Pearson is considered by many to be the father of statistics. My instructor's last name was Pearson, and thankfully he didn't claim to be the great grandson of Carl. Where'd Frank come from? Carl Pearson. Anyway, enough about that. Sorry. We use the symbol R for this. And I love that we use R when it's the correlation coefficient or Pearson product. So of course we use the letter R. Sorry. So here's what's interesting. R of 1 would be a perfect positive correlation, which means you would have all the data points perfectly lined up on a line. Are either one of these R equal to 1?
No.
No, good, because neither one of them, especially this guy, has all the points perfectly on a line. Which one, of course, is closer to 1? Which one is closer to be perfectly lined up?
The first one.
Yeah, see, R closer to 1 means the data points are more perfectly lined up. Okay, Anthony's yelling, the first one! All right. So what do you guys think? I know it's written down here, but of course, -1R means perfect negative correlation. That would be like up here. So these are both having negative R's, but which one is closer, of course, to R equal -1, the first or second?
The second one.
Yeah, of course, it's the one more lined up. So what would R equals 0 mean? If R equals 1 means perfectly positive lined up, R equals -1 means perfectly negative lined up. What do you think R equals 0 means?
They're not lined up at all.
Good. It could look like measles. Just kind of like all over the damn place, and there's no trend, right? No trend at all. Or, all right, let's see if you guys are cool with this. Stay with me now. Oh shit, what have I done? Here we go.
I have a question.
Yes.
So in the first picture that we see, with the number of years and the grade in the first graph, would that one be considered R equals 0 or no? Because it does slightly have a trend.
Yeah, it would only be 0 if it didn't have any trend at all.
Okay.
Or, so this one, I would guess this would be maybe -0.4 or 0.3 or 2, or right? I don't know if you guys don't know enough yet to know how to kind of estimate, but this is definitely not good. It's really close to having no trend at all. If I had a few more points in here and a few more points in here, it would be like R equals 0. It would just be dead. As it is, I only have a couple of outliers, so it should still have a negative something. This one I would guess would be like -0.8 or 0.9 even, maybe. Close to -1 because it's almost perfectly lined up, right? You guys see that? So another, but one other way you can have R equal to 0. Now, is this a line? Is that a line? Come on, guys. Is that a line?
Yes.
Yes. Now, if this was like, here's my favorite example, how tall that tree is behind me versus how high I can jump, right? If I jump higher and higher and higher, will the height of the tree behind me change at all?
No.
No.
No. So would there be a correlation between how high I can jump and how tall the tree is? Obviously, there isn't any relationship at all. So, I mean, while this is a straight line, it is flat. One variable does not give a shit that the other variable is changing. Same thing if it was straight up and down. That would also be R equals 0. So those are kind of two weird little situations And if you remember from algebra, those two lines were the weird situations, right? Slope 0 and infinite slope, they're kind of weird. Okay, I don't know if you're still with me or not. Okay. So R equals 0 means no correlation. So either the data points are all over the place, or one variable doesn't change while the other one does. So they don't give a shit about each other. That would be no correlation. So I have two things I want to figure out. I want to figure out line of best fit. I want to get an equation for the line of best fit. And I want to figure out what R is. I want those two things. I need to find those two things. So down here, I took this from the calculator sheet that I should be up in Canvas that you can download. That's got all the steps for everything we do in the calculator for the whole semester and more. So what I want everybody to do right now, what I try to do, I think I tried to make this. Let's see if that's true. See this data right here? Number of beers drank and the grade made. Go ahead and put this into L1 and L2 in your calculator. Maybe I should do it. Yeah, I should open up my calculator. Where are you at? Calculator. Oh, where am I at? Okay. So does everybody understand what you should be doing right now? Everybody should be doing something. Take that as a yes. Do you think you should sort either one of these lists?
No,
Hell no. Good. Why not?
because they're correlating with each other, and some of
Yeah.
them messed up.
They're points. If you sort one or the other one, you're going to mix all the points up. Then everything in the universe would be linearly correlated. What am I drinking? Let me have a little more. Let me try that sentence. Everything in the universe would be linearly correlated. Ooh. 3, 3, 2, 2. So what really sucks is when you're putting in the calculator and the lists are not the same size, right? Like you left somebody out. That sucks so bad. So what I'll do is every now and again, I'll stop and make sure that the number in list 2 I'm writing is next to the right thing in list 1. All right, please do God. Okay, thank God. Okay, so let me show you what I'm working with here. Doobie 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 doobie. Doobie 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 doobie. Where are you? There you are. Bam! Okay, so I got all this in here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I want to calculate something. Real quick, the title of this thing is linear correlation and regression. Regression just means you regress to the mean. So it has to do with how far away the data points are away from the mean. So that's regression. You might think of regression like going back to past lives or something. So that's not what it's talking about. Can everybody see my calculator?
How did you get L3 and L4?
Oh, I'm sorry. Those are just left over from something else. Let me clear those.
Oh.
Those don't mean anything. I didn't care about them, but I'll kill them so they don't stop messing with my student. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to stat. I'm going to go to calculate. I want to calculate something, right? Or actually I want the calculator to calculate something. So which one of these looks like it's going to give me the equation of a line? There's actually two of them, but we used the first one.
4.
Yeah, dude. And this means linear regression. This is hilarious to me. They hardwired into this damn thing the option to have B as the slope and not A. Why? I don't know. I don't. So I just normally use 4. And I got to tell it my L1 is my X's, right? If I have an XY table, X's were beers, Y's was grades, correct? Everybody with me?
I had a dimension mismatch.
Yes, what that means is your lists were not the same size. The dimension
Oh,
of your lists. This is what I told you, be careful about. So what I was talking about when I was putting this stuff in, as I'm putting these in, I stop every now and again and I make sure they're going next to the number they're supposed to go next to, right? So one of your lists is longer than the other one. That sucks really bad. I'm sorry. Data entry is one of the world's worst things. So let me go back to this stat calc number 4. Pick L1, L2, go down to calculate. Okay, let's see if you guys, did anybody get the first 3 things? Did everybody get the first 3 things at least?
Yes, me.
Yes.
Anybody not get any of this? How you guys doing? You guys okay out there?
I didn't get R2 and R. I didn't get the last 2.
No worries. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Did anybody not get at least the first 3 things?
I'm not getting any of it.
What's it tell you when you do did you do stat calc number 4? And then go down to calculate.
Yeah, my calculator is just saying lin reg parentheses AX plus B. It doesn't give me that option.
Oh,
That's what it's saying for mine too.
all right. I love you guys. Oh, what? I'm sorry. It's saying what now? I thought I understood, but now I don't.
Yeah, it just said.
Oh, do you not? Wait. Do you not get this?
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
get
okay.
that.
So you got an older calculator. You just
Yes.
have to hit enter. It defaults to list 1 and list 2. So you just have to hit enter. And then do you get this?
I got the first 3.
Good, the first 3. That's fine. Don't worry. So what do the first 3 tell me? What does all this information give me? What is the equation of? What is this the equation of?
the line slope.
All right, I'll accept it. It's the equation of a line, and it's the slope intercept form. And to be different, you know, we're not math. They're not math people, so like we're not going to use the letter M. Math people. We're going to use the letter A. All right, whatever. You guys with me? I'm kind of like torn. I kind of fight myself because I'm a math person and a statistician. So whatever. So what's the slope of this line? What's the slope of the line? What's in the right place to be the slope? Does anyone remember how lines work? Sorry?
Is it
Yeah.
the negative A?
Yeah. So negative 2.535, that's the slope. What's the y-intercept?
89.83.
Oh man. All right, I gotta be mean to you. No, it's 0,89. But I'm with you. They're fine. You're fine. You understand? Yeah. It's a point, but yeah, you're fine. All right. Is everybody with me? Hopefully, it's just mx plus b, where m is a for some reason in this calculator. So now you're gonna want to have these. You're gonna, because look what r is. Isn't this what we predicted for that first picture? Or it's what I predicted. And you guys just sat there and went, I don't know, dude, whatever the shit you're doing. But we knew that that first picture should be closer to 0 than it is to -1 because the points were kind of spread out. Are you guys with me? Let me remind you. This is basically the data from this picture. Where is the picture, Jeff? I don't know, dude. Calm down. Here it is. This picture. And that was my guess. And to be honest, don't give me too much cred for that, because I kind of remembered what it came out to be. So, but it's kind of spread out, so I knew it was going to be closer to 0. Are you guys with me? But I knew it would be negative because what is here is negative. If I did this data, it would come out a lot closer to -1 because it's a lot stronger relationship. Is this making sense for everybody? Now I've piqued your interest. Now there should be people out there going, that's all nice. How the shit do I get that, Jeff? Don't keep it for yourself, Jeff. All right, here's how you do it. If you don't have R showing up, here's what you want to do. This button is amazing. You ready? Hit second, 0. Do you see how it says catalog above that? This is everything your calculator can do. So the very first thing, for example, is absolute value. You can type in there absolute value of something, it'll tell you what it is, right? Amazing. And then there's all kinds of weird shit very quickly, right? Okay, so what we want to do, what's really cool is, do you guys see the little letters above the buttons? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. All right, so hit the one that's got the D above it. I want to go to the section of this that's the letter D. All right, and look at that, the day of the week. Okay, anyway, don't worry about that. Scroll down. Is everybody with me? You got to let me know the minute I've left you behind. All right, scroll down to where it says diagnostic on. Hit enter, enter. All right, let me wait, make sure. Is everybody with me?
How do I change the size of the graph? Because I think that's what my issue is. Because I've re-entered it like 3 times and it's still giving me an error.
What graph? What are we talking about?
When I put in all the data, it's still giving me that error code for some reason.
All right, now listen. So you're absolutely certain that list 1 and list 2 are the same size, right?
Yes.
You went down to the bottom. It's the same size. All right. The next thing I need you to make sure about is when you go to calc one of our stats. I'm sorry, Jeff, try again. Calc lin reg. Are you certain that has L1 and L2 here?
1 second.
Okay, because it might be looking at the wrong lists.
Oh, yeah, it has them both.
It has L1 and L2?
Yep.
Okay, this is really, and then so when you go to calculate, it says dim mismatch.
Yeah. And then it says check the dimension of lists or matrices.
All right, and when you go in here, you're sure that it says L1 up here and L2 up here.
Mm-hmm. And
All
then it says, I guess, set plots off. Second, start plot.
What?
That's the tip to fix it, I guess.
Are you trying? Why are you trying to graph something? What's happening?
I don't know what's going on.
So do this for me. Hit second stat plot and just turn them all off. Number 4.
Oh, how do I go to wait? Can you do that one more time? I didn't see it.
Seconds y equals to go to stat plot.
Oh, okay.
And then just go to number 4 to turn them all off.
Oh, okay.
Now
I think
do,
it got messed up from the last math class that I took.
now do. I don't know if that worked. Now do stat calc number 4. L1, L2.
Nope.
So with
That's
everything
super
you
weird.
with everything you've told me, that's impossible. So there's something you're going to tell me that isn't correct, because otherwise that can't happen. So I don't know. Are you sure when you do this, you don't have anything in these other, when you do this, this is what you see, right? And everybody else, just give me a minute, because I
Yeah, I see that.
and you have nothing here, and you have nothing here,
Yeah.
and you have L1 here and L2 there.
It's okay. I can fix this after class and just use the calculator on the computer. That way we don't take up a bunch of time.
Okay, that's fine. It's just going to drive me crazy.
Sorry.
Until I find out. No, so it's just the way I am. Let me come back. Where are we? So now when everybody goes to do stat calc 4, does everybody have R show up? Now that we've done the diagnostic on, anybody is, please let me know if you're having any other trouble. Okay, all right. So let's see. Let's write this stuff down on the sheet. Where did the sheet go? There it is. Where'd you guys go? There you are. Okay. Share screen. All right, let's write this stuff down. So we got R equal to negative 0.335. Is that right? I'm trying to remember. What do you guys think? Is this a strong correlation?
Does it matter what we get for R? Because I got 0.339.
That's what I got too.
Okay, that's why I was asking you. I was going off of memory. Okay. I love you guys so much. I don't know why you think I have perfect memory. That is so wrong. All right. Yeah, so negative 0.339. Is this what's your gut tell you? Do you think this is a strong correlation?
No,
Why? That's correct. Why?
because it's closer to 0 than it is to 1.
Good. Yes. Or in this case, -1, but you're right. I love it. So no. What kind of correlation would it be? It would be negative, weak. Okay. If at all. So what I'm going to eventually do is I'm going to tell you what value this has to get to even show correlation. So let's pretend like in this case, R had to be less than negative 0.4. If that was true, did this show evidence of correlation if it had to be less than negative 0.4? Is this less than negative 0.4? No, it isn't. Good. What if it so in this case, I would say no correlation found. It's not enough evidence to show correlation. What if it had to be less than negative 0.3? Now is it evidence of correlation? Yes, because this is less than negative 0.3, but it's not very close to -1, like you said. So then it would be weak correlation. So I will tell you that number. That's it. Actually, I could actually make this into a complete hypothesis test, where if R is less than this, or blah blah blah, but I'm not going to do that. You just have to look and see, is it less than this number, and tell me if it's got correlation. Okay. What was the line of best fit? It was negative. I've completely forgotten everything. 2.5. Let's say 2.54x plus 89.83. Is everybody cool with that? I'm going to round a little bit. Oh, Jeebus. I'm also going to lose any writing capability that I have. Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys. Here we go. Now, let's do some cool shit. Everybody got this written down? All right, let me come back to the calculator. Let's make the calculator do some freaking graphing. It's a freaking graphing calculator. So let's make it do that. So watch this. This is so cool. So I kind of showed this a minute ago when I was trying to help somebody out with the calculator. Go up to where it says stat plot. So hit second, y equals. Go to stat plot. This sounds perfect. What do we want the calculator to do? We want it to plot our statistics, our data, right? So we're going to go to stat plot, and let's all use. Let's make sure everybody make sure that all your plots start off turned off. Hit 4, enter, just so you don't have too many turned on and weird things happen. And then go back to second y equals. Go back to stat plot. Okay. All right. Now let's select plot number 1. First thing you want to do, so I just hit enter on plot 1, hit enter on, so it turns on. Pick this one. Now look at this. Look, what is that? What is that? What is that? You could do it. What is that? You could do it. What is that?
Bar graph.
Okay, bar graph, histogram. What are these? Anybody? Anybody?
Stem and leaf.
No, I appreciate it.
The quarter thing.
Yes, 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 yes. Box and whiskers. Box and whiskers.
Yes.
Somebody get it in the chat.
Yeah.
Plot whiskers. I like it. Plot whiskers. That sounds great. It sounds like a cat that got stuck on a coordinate system. And then, Jeff never told you your calculator could do that. I'm sorry. I'm such an asshole. But we want this first one. Make sure that the first one is highlighted. You just go on it, hit enter. Make sure it's highlighted. Then it wants to know what your X's are, what your Y's are. And then you get to pick what symbol to put on your points. I obviously am always a big square because I'm a math teacher. That's an obvious thing. You could be positive, you could be a big speck of dust, or you could be a small speck of dust in the universe. And if you have a newer calculator, you even get to pick which color you want to do. What do I feel like today? Let's do, what do I feel like? Just pick something, dude. Right. What? Okay, now, you ready to be underwhelmed? Let me hit graph. What's this shit, Jeff? All right, so when you hit graph, the calculator has kind of like a set window it's going to look at. So some of you guys might have something different than me, but probably nobody can see their points. So you want to hit, now you ready? Anytime you put new data in, by the way, please tell me that I'm, oh, thank God. I didn't remember if I was recording. Anytime you put new data in, you want to tell the calculator to go find the data. You cost enough money, calculator, go find my points. So you do that by hitting zoom. And if you scroll down, you'll find the one that sounds right for our class. I don't know, do you see it? Which one sounds like?
Zoom stat.
Holy shit, yes, zoom stat, I love it. And if you do this, you should end up with this picture. Which, if you look at the first graph on that handout, doesn't it look exactly like this? There's the two outliers. Good job, Jeff. Now, what I want to also show up on this, and why am I spending so much time on this? Because you're going to have to be able to do this, scan a picture of it, and include it in what you turn in for a quiz or a test or a final exam or something. You know? But this is not good enough. I need the line of best fit to show up also. So how am I going to do that? Well, it's a freaking graphing calculator. You should be able to do this in its sleep. I don't know if they sleep. I don't want to think about that. So hit the Y equals button. Now, I am currently in a weird format, so let me undo that. I was doing some neat pre-calculus. So let me know if you, oh, there's some other neat shit. When you do this, you should see a bunch of Y's when you hit Y equals. Anybody see something different? Are you guys all with me here? Depending on how new your calculator, you might not have colors there, but oh well, too bad for you. Now, what was the equation of the line of best fit again? Negative 2.535, right? Let's see if I remember. Is that right? Plus 89 point something? 8. Anybody help me? Nobody will help me. Nobody's going to help you, Jeff. Screw you, math boy. Figure it out.
We have negative 2.54x.
Oh, okay. Thank you. 2.54 and then 89.83.
Yeah.
Where's my calculator? There it is. Let me try over. Negative 2.54x plus 89.83. Jeff, you can do it, buddy. Now if I hit graph, and it's fine to hit graph because it's going to still look at the same place. But now I've got my line of best fit in there. Oh, here's your X button right there. There's the X button. So if you're not sure how I got that X to show up, there's the X button right there. This is your all-purpose variable button. So if you click it right now, it'll be an X. If you're in a different mode, it'll be a different variable. Oh. No, you don't have to do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that, because alpha then stow. I don't know why you would do that. Yeah, but this right here is your all-purpose variable button right there. That's how I get an X to show up. And then, uh-oh, here we go. Cool. Okay. So if you hit graph, then you should have this show up. So this is what I would need you to scan and submit along with your quiz or whatever it is. How'd you get to the Y plot screen? What is Y? You mean this?
It means y equals maybe.
Do you mean where I put the equation in? Maybe. So that's a Y equals button. Yeah. Is this what you mean? The Y equals button to get here? What kind of calculator do you have? Oh, yeah, Casio. I can't remember if I put this on the syllabus or not, but if you use a different calculator than one I have listed, then good luck. Good luck to you. I've used a Casio a few times, not enough to remember where the hell anything is. So you're gonna want to address, you're gonna want to look it up. I remember it's not that difficult, but it's not as quick to find on a TI calculator. Yeah, they make good watches. That's great. I'm not saying Casio sucks. I never said that. I just said I haven't used it much. So you're gonna want to get a manual or something to help you out. Okay. Anybody else have issues with getting this to work? Everybody else is good? Okay, all right, you guys are creeping me out today. I want you guys to do this one now. Do this one. All right, let's see. I'll do it with you. Boom, there we go. All right, hopefully that's right. Okay. Oh, cool. I see you. Just a second. All right, good. Looks good. Oh, I'm sorry, man. All right, let me think if I can. I really can't remember. I barely have ever used them. So if I had it in my hand, I could probably remember how to get there. I think, I mean, when you go to your lists, when you input your data, are there options that show up along the bottom? I think it is, maybe. And does one of them look like it's related to what is it? I can't remember now. It's been too long. Whoa. Is it an FX 975 blah 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 calculator? That looks gross. Yes. Oh, all right. Let's see. Interesting. I don't know. Take a look at this. I promise you it won't give you a virus. And there's some videos I see too and all that kind of stuff. Okay. All right, let me see. Where am I? Here we go. All right, guys, let me try to catch up to you. So you got all the data in here. Thankfully, the lists are the same size. Always a good thing. It's stat calc number 4. I'll show you something kind of cool in a minute. Is that what you guys got? Did anybody get that far? Yeah. Let me show you a little something cool. Go back to hit stat calc. The reason I don't want to do this from the beginning is because some of you guys don't have these things showing up, obviously, right? I already know. But if you do have this showing up, look what I can do. You ready? Look what I can do. I can go to, so this is store the equation. I want to store the equation in Y1. So let me go to my variables. See the variables? Let me go to my Y variables. Let me go to my function Y variables. There's Y1. So look what happens when I do this. If I go to Y equals, it's going to have this in it. Bam. Rah, with all the decimal places. So that's kind of nice in case you have that. If you don't, you just have to write it down and you have to hit Y equals and put it in yourself. Not a big deal. Now, if I hit graph right now, look what I see. I'm sorry, what's up? Somebody?
Can you do that one more time?
Oh, sure. So right here, you want to store the regression equation in Y1. So let me go to my variables. That's what var stands for. Go to Y variables, go to function Y variables, Y1. So now it's going to store that in Y1. So I don't have to hit Y equals and put it in myself. It's going to do it automatically for me. Now, why does the graph look funky? I only see 1 point. What did I forget to hit?
Mine won't do anything when I go to store
Zoom?
thing.
What do you mean?
Like when it's blinking in front of the store reg. Just hit enter and it just goes down to calculate.
No. So, all right. Did you put in there Y1? So again, so you got to go to vars, variables, Y variables, function, Y1. So it puts a Y1 here.
Var variables.
And again, do you have to do this? No. You can just put Y equals and put it in there by hand.
Then calculate.
Then calculate, yeah. So if you hit the Y equals, now it's already got this in here for you. Now, what did I forget to hit? Why is my graph only showing me 1 data point?
You forget to do the zoom.
Good. Sorry, I get excited. So zoom 9, I think for most of us should, and look at that. Isn't that a thing of beauty?
Sorry, I was fixing my calculator. How did you get it into Y1? I missed that part.
You're not the one that had the Casio, are you? Who was it?
No, that was someone else.
Alfonso? Okay, I'm sorry. So right here, if you want to, this is not a requirement. You can, right there, you can tell it, go to variables, go to Y variables, go to functions, Y1. And then it will store it in Y equals. Bam. Now, real quick, let me come back to this. Look at the R value that we got. What does this R value tell us? 2 things.
is closer to 1.
Good. So it's strong. It's relatively strong, right? It's decently strong. And it's positive, which means the line is going to be going up. So R is not the slope. But if R is positive, it's a positive slope. If R is negative, it's a negative slope.
Wait, can you repeat what you just said, please?
If R is positive, it's a positive slope. If R is negative, it's a negative slope. But R does not equal the slope.
Thank you. It's just my computer like glitched out your voice really quick.
Oh, okay, okay, no worries. So now if I hit zoom 9, everybody should have this. I don't like that color. Oh, it doesn't matter, Jeff. Just deal with it. So that kind of showcases that we got such a good R. It's not like that close to 1, right? It's 0.737, so it's not like really close to 1. And you can see that the points kind of scatter more as you go up here, but it's still stronger. It's a hell of a lot stronger than that first one we did. So let me ask you this. There's a question on that sheet that I haven't addressed yet. Would you trust this line to make predictions more than you would trust the first line we did? I like this, like I'm drinking nature itself. Watch this. Oh, you're not going to do it now. There it is. All right, sorry. Again, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm a little bit loopy. Anybody? What did I just ask? I forgot. I honestly forgot. Look at Jeff. It's time to retire, Jeff. I can't remember what the hell I just said. Yay, I've got it recorded. All right. Thanks for tolerating me, everybody. I don't know nobody's saying it. All right. Oh yeah. So I would trust this line to make predictions because R is closer to 1. What do I mean by make predictions? Okay, let's take a look. Let me share my this here. And by the way, after I'm done talking about what I'm going to talk about right now, we're going to call it a day. Why not? Because I am tired and my brain is not working, and that's not a good way to be when you're trying to teach. And plus, you know, what the hell? We'll just take a day. So let me catch up here. This is 7:37. Is that right?
I mean, I rounded it to 0.738, but yeah.
38? Okay, I can't remember. Yeah, thank you. Decently strong, positive. Yeah, it is positive. Positive correlation, right? The line of best fit, I definitely don't remember what that was, for damn sure. Here it is. 0.66. Oh, I'm sorry, you're going to help me out. Plus 70.9. Is that right? I can't see this whole thing. Get over here.
I put 0.57. I don't know if
that's fine. And this one, it would be 71 if I round it. Okay. Now, would I trust the line? Yes, because this is close enough to 1. It's a pretty good, strong correlation. So what do I mean by a prediction? Did anyone study for 11 hours? Did anyone in this group study for 11 hours?
No.
No. Could I predict what that student could expect to make if they study for 11 hours?
Yes.
Yes, because I have an equation that relates hours studied with grade. So I put 0.66 times 11 plus 71. And if I do that, I have no idea what we get. Is it 78.3? I'm going to try to trust your brain with that, Jeff. Oh, yeah, 78.3. Holy crap. My brain worked. All right. So that would be my prediction if somebody studied for 11 hours. I would predict they would make this grade. No, you guys are not impressed. Okay. Where did you go? There you are. Hey guys. So this, like I said, this section is relatively nice, especially compared to what we've been through, what I've put you through. Most of this is on the calculator. Oh, let me do this. Here's the absolute last thing we'll do. I promised you I would do this, so I have to hold up to my word. Oh, this is awesome. Let me show you. Well, shit and a half. Where are you? Donde? Let's see. Donde está? Oh, this sucks so much, Jeff. Where? Let me just go here. Sorry. There. All right. Really? You asshole. All right. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. We're almost there. Oh, Jeebus. Hold on. You're gonna be right here. Where are you? I've almost got it. You're almost there. Oh, you're such a... There it is. Okay. Sorry. Good Lord, this guy was hiding. Here is the equation for R. Bum, bum, bum. Holy shit, right? Does anyone, would you rather do it this way?
I'm scared.
I want you to understand, I'm not going to make you use this, right? We calculated R using the calculator, correct? Does anyone see anything in here that looks at all familiar?
Letters are familiar.
Yeah, I see X's and Y's and stuff. What about anything else? Anything we learned this semester?
It's similar to the equation we learned on Monday.
Monday. I don't know. No. What's the symbol right here?
Sum.
Yes. Okay, good. Thank you. There you go. That's what I wanted from you. So there's a summation symbol. So this is summing up all the X's times the Y's. So you'd have to make a column of X's, Y's, and then a column of XY's and add them up. Then you add up the X's and add up the Y's and multiply them. Right? The bottom is actually related to the standard deviation. Anyway, that's enough because we're not even going to use that. I just want to show it to you and show you why that's just a busy work. That's enough. That's enough, Jeff. That's enough. Class is over. Let me know if you need to hang out. Otherwise, you are free to run away screaming.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Can I just see you do R again for the question we just did? Because I feel like I did something wrong.
Bye.
See you. So stat calc number 4. I'm not sure. You mean this? Just doing this? Or what do you mean? Sorry.
One before that, probably the store.
Yeah, because when I do the whole entire calc, I only get the first 3, but I can't see the R. So
Oh, all right. Hit second 0.
And do I need to get the line thing done first?
What do you mean? Sorry, I don't understand.
Like, I just go straight to this part right here?
Yeah, if you want the R to show up, just go straight to this part.
Okay, so
It's second 0.
0.
And you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now go hit this button that's got the D, right? I'm going to go to the D section of this list. So this button here.
Okay.
And now scroll down to diagnostic on.
Okay.
Hit enter.
Oh, okay.
Now go to stat calc number 4, and now you should have R show up.
Yep. Okay, cool.
I like it.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everybody else okay?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So can you show me like the process again of how to get it on the graph? Because when I graphed it, like my line came out negative instead of positive.
So did you put this in here manually? Like by hand?
No, I didn't remember how to get to that part.
Oh, hit the Y equals button and tell me what's in here.
It's the old one.
Ah, okay. So overwrite that.
Okay, yeah, because I couldn't remember how to get to that part. So I just have to press Y. Because I kept hitting second and then stat plot. And I was like, wait, I can't get to the Ys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just Y equals by itself. Yeah. I like it. 0.66x plus whatever the hell else it was. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, when I get to that point, it won't graph for me.
What do you mean?
So after I put the equation in,
Yeah.
and then you put graph, I get error
What's the error say exactly?
window range. So I put the zoom
Oh,
right,
zoom 9.
and then so I get another error. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
What's the error?
The same thing.
Same thing. So is your stat plot turned on?
Oh, let me see.
I mean, were you able to get it before?
Oh, okay, that's the one I missed. I was behind on that. So what do I do? So I put as stat plot and then turn it off.
Well, go into number 1. You want number 1 turned on. Yeah, so hit enter for number 1 and then hit enter for on.
Okay.
All right. And do you have it set up like this?
Yes.
Now hit zoom 9.
Okay. I don't have a line though.
All right, go to Y equals. Y equals, did you put your line in?
Oh, it disappeared. Let's see. I'm gonna put it back in.
Okay. I can't remember what it was. 66x plus. I can't remember.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, and then graph. Okay, yeah, I got it now.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. How's everybody else?
I just had a question about the homework, on how when to reject and support.
Yeah.
So when we do our claim and we put so for 74. So I did the claim and I put it under whole. Does that mean that I'm supporting it, or that's just
No. Stop. If you get in the rejection region, reject the ho, support the ha. If you don't, you fail to reject the ho, fail to support the ha.
Oh, okay, got it. So it's always the reject and support.
So,
I just have to
yeah.
fail or not.
You either reject or fail to reject the ho. You either support or fail to support the ha.
Got it.
Those are really important because it's kind of the same as saying guilty or not guilty. You never say innocence because you can't prove innocence. You can only fail to prove guilt. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. How's everybody else? All right. I'm going to head out. I'll see you guys.